All right. So we're reviewing a little bit, and one of the things that we said for this one was we all knew that these were going to be nice, pretty numbers because 81 is a power of 3, 100 is a power of 10, right? Over here, we said, oh, when these are the same, when these were the same, like base and argument, when the base and the arguments are the same, then that's going to be a 1. Over here, you guys said when the argument's a 1, then the answer is going to be a 0, right? Here we got fractions. Here we got fractions. So in the chat, tell me, what kind of numbers are these? Here we got fractions. What kind of numbers were these? Yes, very good, strong work. Yes, they're negatives. These are negatives because the arguments are fractions. I gotta write this down because someone put this like clean. Where is that one? Where are you? Here. Sorry, I'm gonna cut and paste someone's chat response. Strong work. These are all negatives because they're fractions. So I'm going to put that right here. That's good. So here, these ones are fractions. They'll all be negative. And look, they all were negative. Let me scoochie this over. Oops, too much, Ms. Johnson. Yeah, these are all negative, right? Look at all these were negative because they were fractions. The arguments were fractions. Strong work there. Here, remember here, you guys all notice, oh, these are all the same arguments. And you guys said something like, because they're the same arguments, we can compare the different bases, right? And then over here, these were not, right? These were, oh, where am I here? This guy. These were interesting because this was easy. This was a 1, right? This was easy because this is a 0. But then here, 10 is not a power of 5. 5 to a natural number is not going to give me 10. So notice here for these ones, they were all in betweenies, right? In between 1 and 2, in between 2 and 3, so on and so forth. Yeah, absolutely. So this one here, let me just take log base 2 of 5, right? So log base 2 of 5, let me not do log base 2 of 5 because it's right there. Let me do log base 5 of 10. So I'm going to start with this one right here. Absolutely. Someone's asking in the chat, Ms. Johnson, wait, slow down. Can you remind us of this one again? Absolutely. Okay. So when I look at, let me just get to the page in my iPad. Can you go check on those people, please? Okay. If I do log base 5 of 10, right? So let me go here. If I'm thinking about log base 5 of 10, let me blow this up a bit so that you're not looking at tiny, tiny writing. So if I'm thinking about log base 5 of 10, I'm thinking about powers of 5. I'm thinking about powers of 5. So here in my brain, I'm saying powers of 5. So what are you talking about, Ms. Johnson? Well, I say 5 to the 0 is 1. 5 to the first is 5. And 5 squared is 25. So I'm thinking of these powers. Give it a second. It'll show up. Okay. So I'm thinking of powers of 5. It's going to show up, I promise. So when I think of these powers, then I compare where 10 is. And then I compare where 10 is. So hold on a second. Okay, so I'm thinking about these powers of 5. So 5 to the 0, 1. 5 to the first, 5. 5 squared, 25. Do you see how this 10 fits in between there, right? So then I say, oh, okay, got it. So I'm going to make you sit between this guy here. So I'm going to rewrite him in terms of logs, okay? So I write log base 5 of 5. Log base 5 of 5. Okay, and then I'm going to get this guy, because again, 10 lives right between there. So I'm going to write log. Okay, now I want you to practice. Can you rewrite this? Can you rewrite this in terms of logs? Can you rewrite this in terms of logs? Okay, go ahead and do that in the chat, please. Please, please, please. Yeah, can you rewrite this in terms of logs? Can you rewrite this in terms of logs? Can you rewrite this in terms of, I rewrote this one in terms of logs. I said log base 5 of 5. Log base 5 of 5. So this one is going to be log base 5 of 25. So log base 5 of 25. So in case those of you who are like, wait, Ms. Johnson, I seriously don't get what you're talking about. Okay. So let me translate this. Actually, this one. Log base 5 of 25. Do you see this 5? This base right here is this base right here. Okay. This argument over here is this answer over here. This argument is the answer. So the whole thing is actually equal to 2. This whole thing is equal to 2, and that is that guy. So if you haven't learned this yet, get it in your head, okay? The definition, and I'll write it up here. Log base b of x equals to y equals 2. It's the same as b to the y equals x. These, I need you to be fluent in. This means this, and this means this. If you haven't gotten how to write these down yet, that's okay, because literally the other day you just started this. Don't think, oh no, I don't know how to do it, I'm a fail. No, like this is day 2. Like, calm down, it's okay. So again, if you don't have this down in your head, get it in your head. So I've got people so fluent right now in the log language, they see this, but they think this. So some of you are getting there, right? Baby steps. Just think baby steps. First, I know the 5 and the 5. Boom, right? And then my brain goes like this. The 2 won't be here, right? The 25 jumps to the other side, and that's what I think, right? Because this is asking you 5 to the what gives me 25. So 5 to the 2 gives me 25. Okay. So in my head, I know that this 5 log base 5 of 5 is really just the number 1. This is just the number 1, right? This is just the number 1. And log base 5 of 25, well, that's just the number 2, right? So I'm saying that log base 5 of 10 lives somewhere between 1 and 2, also known as log base 5 of 5 and log base 5 of 25. So one of the things that I want you to think is like, when I was a kid, I used to think numbers were stuck at being numbers. Well, kind of, but I can rewrite a number in many different ways. So like in terms of money, like I said, hey, I got to pay Jonathan. I got to pay Jonathan 20 bucks. Okay. I don't know why I owe him 20 bucks. Let's just pretend I owe him 20 bucks. So I'm like, hey, Jonathan, I'm going to give you some money right now. So can you in the chat tell me different ways that I can pay Jonathan in $20? How can I pay Jonathan? Like how can I do this? Now, please don't tell me Venmo or Cash App or any of those. Like, don't give me the electronic. I know it sounds crazy, but in cash, how could I pay him? In cash, how can I pay him? Give me different ways. But be specific. Yeah, 4 $5 bills. Very good. 2 $10 bills. What else can I pay him in? So let me write this down. I could do 4 $5 bills, two $10 bills, 20 $1 bills. Very good. How else can I pay? Yeah, one $20 bill. I can be like weird and I can go like 10 ones and 1 10. I mean, because legit, that's sometimes how we have it. Yeah, 10 $2 bills. Ooh, I love $2 bills. Don't know why, but I do. I can be like, I'm going to give you a bunch of quarters. Like, I don't know why, but I just went to the laundry and I have a bunch of quarters. Yay. Yeah, I could go 2 10s. I could go, and I could do any combination thereof. Okay. Hey guys, practice chatting to the public. Chat to the public. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I could do 1 10. Thanks for that one. I didn't see that one. 1 10 and 2 5s. Oops, not 25. Sorry. That's too much money. Right? Yeah. There's all of these different ways. Now, okay, if you haven't done this, I think I told you this before. If you haven't done this before, go up to like a little human and say, hey, which one do you want? Do you want these $3 bills, 3 $1 bills, or do you want this 5? And they every single time, if depending on how little they are, and then hey, you can ask my best friend, right? Like, which one would you choose, right? Which one would you choose? And then most likely they will choose the 3 $1 bills. And even if you try to explain it to them, they'd be like, no, no, look, there's more of these. They don't understand that the value on that, that paper actually means something. Okay, so same thing goes over here. Even though all of these look different, Jonathan, hey, Jonathan, are you going to accept any of these? Or are you like, no, only give me a $20 bill, right? She did. Good job. Good job. Okay, so hey, quick question. If I owed you $20, would you accept any of these? Or are you like, no, only give me a 20? I get it. You probably wouldn't accept the quarters. I was just teasing. But would you accept any of these? Most likely you're like, yeah, I would take any of these. Oh, but they're different. So this is what I want you to think in your head, right? Even though one looks very different than log base 505, log base 505 means 1. That's the value of 1, right? The value of $21 bills is still $20. So just kind of keep that in mind so that you're comfortable with that, okay? And then so now it says log base 5 of 10. Where should I put it? Well, I should put it somewhere between 1 and 2, somewhere in this area here. Now, question, should I put them closer to 1 or should I put them closer to 2? Closer to 1, closer to 2, closer to 1, closer to 2, closer to 1, closer to 2. I'm going to put them closer to 1, exactly. Why would I put them closer to 1? Because this argument here, 10, is closer to 5 than it is to 25. Okay, so hey, Miss Johnson, like if I put it here, is that good? Yeah, that's fine. Even if you put it over here, I'd still mark you correct because right now we're not in the land of it has to be more accurate than not. No, as long as you got it in this window, in this little circle, you're good. Now, if you put, so I'm going to put this as B, right? If you put B over here, that's wrong. This is not correct, right? This is not correct, right? Because I can't get B to be over here. Okay, very good. All right, did that make a little bit better sense? This is the second time. So if it still doesn't make sense, that makes sense that it doesn't make sense. This is only the second time going through this, and I'm getting you to get there. I'm getting you to understand this the more times that you see this. So it's okay if it doesn't make clear sense. It's just supposed to make a little bit more sense than it did last time. Okay. Okay, continuing on our little review here, if you notice, all of these guys all of the bases were the same. And because the bases were the same here, where am I? Here. Because the bases were all the same here, that meant that I could play with the arguments. And so notice here, the biggest argument was going to be C. That's why C is all the way to the right. The smallest argument was 50. That's why A was first, right? So again, playing with these numbers here, you're going to play with those, what is it called? You're going to play with what's the same and what's different, okay? And again, these aren't going to be exact. So for this one right here, actually, that was pretty interesting. Between B and D, you should be able to understand why B belongs littler or smaller less than D. If you look at B and you look at D, it should make sense. Like, oh, that makes sense why B is less than D. It should make sense why B is less than D, right? Hey, really quick, why is B less than D? In the chat, why is B less than D? Why would you say B is less than D? Yeah, exactly. 500 is bigger than 150. Therefore, log base 10 of 150 is smaller than less than log base 10 of 500. Very good. Very strong work. Good job. Last little review here. This one, did we do this one? I don't remember. No, we didn't do this one. Oh, this is where we're going to start. All right. I'm going to pause this video.